Well, 54 years ago, U.S. sent men to the moon.
You know, my mom and dad talked about it all. You know, they were, of course, were watching it with the rest of America. Apollo 11 broadcast. 25 million people across the country tuned in. Untold millions more watching around the globe. But now a new recording has surfaced of the moon landing, showing us that famous broadcast with a level of clarity that until now we could only dream of. And the whole thing is going viral on YouTube.
This is so cool. So joining us now, Elijah Reese, with the fascinating story of how a business that you started in high school gave you a front row seat to history. Elijah, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. So tell us how you came across this video and a little bit more about yourself.
Sure, great to be here. So I have a number of saved searches on eBay for reel-to-reel video, EIAJ video, my business, Reese Restorations, which I started in high school. We convert mostly people's home movies, but also some lost media stuff. And yeah, I saw this posted the other week, and it said "Man on the Moon." There was a date stamp of manufacture of July '69. So I figured, you know, this might have something to do with the moon landing, and the average person, particularly the person selling this, would not have any means to play it. But I just so happen to have a Sony video recorder, a reel-to-reel from the late '60s, which I had refurbished by a guy in Arizona, Rick Thomas of Obsolete Video Services, a few years ago. And I had a perfect way to play this, and that's what happened.
All right, so listen, we'll talk about how it's blown up on YouTube and the internet. But first, let's take a look. We have it right now of what you actually recovered.
Wonderful.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Now listen, what distinguishes this? It looks a lot less, from my naked eye, it looks a lot less grainy than the film we've seen in years past. How much better quality is this, and how much response have you seen on YouTube to it?
Yeah, so I knew that there was footage, obviously, of the moon landing out there. We've all seen it in documentaries, but it really wasn't until I took a good look at the footage, and then I started getting all these comments from space enthusiasts, people who know a lot about this, that this might be the best quality recording, at least in the public existence. And that's because NASA famously taped over their own copy by accident not long after it aired. And what we see now in all the documentaries is footage, I believe, from Australia that was not properly recorded. The signal wasn't good. And this was, you know, no different than when in the 90s and up until a few years ago, when you'd pop in a VHS tape and hit record on, you know, like a soap opera or anything.
It's incredible what you've done.
Yeah.
We got to wrap up because we got some weather here locally. But I want to ask you, where should folks go if they want to take a closer look? Is there a website or a YouTube page?
Yeah, so you can look it up on youtube.com/RetroFreak84, or you can go to our Facebook, Reese Restorations, REISS.
A gold mine you have on your hands, Elijah.
Yeah, it's good
Thanks
to talk
for joining
to you.
us. Super cool.
If only the quality of our signal were as good as that from the moon landing. You know, we got some work to do around here, Travis. Our cameras are about from 1969.
Well, some of them are.